And a very good morning from a very busy Alton Towers Resort. You're watching Adventure Planet, where today I'm back here for the first time since opening day to check out all of those latest updates across the park as of June 2024. Here we've got some Scarefest updates to check out, some new catering trucks over in X-Sector, and of course we'll check out the latest Project Ocean construction over in Forbidden Valley. We'll also get on as many of my favorite rides as I possibly can today, as well as checking out any other updates across the park as we go. Now, if you want to come down to Alton Towers, check it all out for yourself. Prices start in advance online from £29, going up to £39, depending on what day you choose to visit. To park your car here, you're looking at £10, so a slight increase on last season. Park hours today, 10 a.m. through until 6. It's going to be an absolutely glorious, warm and sunny day today, so let's head on in and get started. And it's just gone 10:30 this morning as I approach the entrance to the park, so I've got here a little bit later than I usually do, but as you can see, yeah, it's still quite busy. It is a Sunday today as we walk under that iconic corkscrew. I've got to say though, she's seen better days, to be honest, looking pretty grubby, really dirty across the top here. And then yeah, kind of down in this area, you've got all the paint kind of starting to flake off. Yeah, she needs a little bit of TLC, I think. Hopefully that gets done soon, but let's join the queue, head on into the park, and we'll check out Towers Street. And just on the other side of the entrance turnstiles then, it's great to see that they've still got all of the CBeebies celebrations going on here, from the bunting here to the presents over the back, all the signage, which all still looks really nice actually. And yeah, they celebrated their 10th anniversary just a couple of weeks ago. Obviously I was in the US though, so missed it, but I have heard that all the celebrations are returning for a kind of mini summer event over on the lawn, so that's good to see. So if you did miss it, you have got a second chance to come back and enjoy all those festivities. Yeah, this all looks really, really nice. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, CBeebies Land, a great area for the kids as we head down into Towers Street then. Yeah, there's all the bunting across as well, and I can spot the big cake over the back as well. That obviously has been used here at the park before. Towers Street all looking really nice and colourful. And yeah, it is busy today, but of course that creates a much better vibe and atmosphere. Music nice and loud. Yeah, looking forward to today. Obviously with it being busy means I may not get on quite as many rides as I'd like to, but that's okay. Got the frogs over here. Hey, they got their presents as well. Look at that, they've got party hats on. There's the resident duck. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, they look great, the frogs. Towers trading just over the back there. Now I do have a special piece of memorabilia to pick up at the end of the day. I will show you that towards park close. Sure, you can probably guess what it is already. Yeah, we'll pick that up a little bit later on. Oh, I love the cake. Actually, that's not the same cake. That's a bigger cake than they usually have. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5 tiers. 5-tier cake with a big 10 on the top there with the candles. And of course CBeebies Land is located just off to the right there. Wow, that's a nice cake. I like all kind of the fencing around it as well with the candles for the posts. That's really nice. Oh, I'll tell you what, Alton Towers, it is absolutely beautiful. Such a beautiful park. In terms of landscaping and just the picturesque nature of the park, it is the best in the UK, you can't deny that. I mean, look at the towers at the back, with the lake in the foreground. Now, I have seen some YouTube videos and other news stories of the CBeebies Land celebrations, and they had actually put like a huge canopy around here. Now that looks to have all been taken down now. Which, yeah, I'm kind of in two minds about really. I mean, on one side, you know, it keeps the hot sun off you on a hot day, keeps you dry if it's raining, but it did block the views of the towers, which is a big shame because from here you have an absolutely fantastic photo opportunity with the towers in the background. They are still kind of a little bit obscured by that kind of almost maypole type thing in the middle there. But obviously that's probably just for these celebrations. It may get left up for Oktoberfest as well. And there's the entrance portal here. Yeah, it looks really nice that. Love the presents. Of course, yeah, you've still got all the cabins and kiosks left there, all the seating on the field. And as you can see here, our CBeebies Land 10 years celebration will return this summer. Details coming soon. So yeah, if you did miss it, you will get a second opportunity to enjoy it. Yeah, it's a shame actually I missed it, and I doubt very much I will be able to get back here for the summer. I think the next time I come back to Alton Towers will be for Scarefest. But it's nice that I get to see it here and appreciate it a little bit at least. Anyway, let's make our way over to Dark Forest. And as we make our way over to Dark Forest, then we come across our first Scarefest update of the day. And as you can see, this is where Darkest Depths once stood, and it's now completely flattened really, apart from that green structure towards the back there. Yeah, this is where you used to board the Mutiny. It was a pirate-themed scare maze, and actually had some really nice detailed sets and some pretty awful smell pods actually, including one that smelled of vomit. It was really quite strong and did genuinely make me feel quite sick. But yeah, it was a really good scare maze this. It was here for 5 years, so it is sad to kind of see it flatten, but of course this will be replaced with something new. We also have the new maze going in behind the curse at Alton Manor, and of course whatever happens to the Alton Dungeon as well. No news on that from the park as of yet, but as you can see, Darkest Depths is no more. And here we are in Fountain Square then, outside of the Legend of the Towers. Of course, it is Hex, the Vekoma Madhouse, and it is still locked up tight. And you know what, I gotta say, it's getting a little bit of a concern now, to be honest. I mean, the park did say that this would be open for the 2024 season, but we're the end of June now, summer holidays fast approaching, and still no official word from the park. Now, I do believe that the theming changes have actually taken place inside here, so that leads me to believe that it's down to the ride system itself as to why this isn't open yet. I really do hope we hear something from the park soon, and that this isn't going to slip into 2025. For now, though, the vault remains locked up tight. And here we are, just about to enter our first area of the day. It is, of course, Dark Forest, an area that opened back in 2010, along with 13. Of course, Rita was then themed into this area as well. It used to be Ugland prior to 2010. Both coasters manufactured by Intamin. Rita being that launch coaster, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, so actually relatively slow compared to today's standards. And I gotta say, last time I rode this, it was pretty brutal. It certainly is a rough ride these days. However, we'll get on it again today if the queue times aren't too bad. Always good to get a ride on Rita. And worth noting, of course, is that the Sky Ride is still down. That is actually opening next season. Park notified us of that, going back before the 2024 season started. We'll see if we can keep our eye out for any kind of actual works going on any of these towers. Hey! Let's go check out the queue times for Rita. Forest is taking over. And this just goes to show you how busy the park is today. Usually Dark Forest is one of the best areas to come to first thing in the day, but as you can see, 40 minutes already for Rita. It's also 45 minutes for 13. However, 45 minutes for 13 is more than worth it. I do much prefer that over Rita, so we'll head down to that one first. And yeah, who remembers when the corkscrew used to stand just in there? Oh, what a classic that was. An absolute bone shaker. Here we are, 13, with a 45-minute wait. Hey. And some off-ride footage there then of 13 and Rita as I make my way out of Dark Forest. 13 advertised 45, waited 65. There was a little bit of downtime whilst queuing. Rita though advertised 40, waited just 35. And you know what, 13, I absolutely love that ride. I think it's great. It's a solid family coaster. Love the way it wraps through the trees, and the drop on there actually still does catch a lot of people by surprise. Rita on the other hand, yeah, I rode better than last time, I will admit that. However, I do kind of feel like its days are numbered here at the park. It's either going to be removed at some point or it is going to need a pretty big refurb. Like I say, it is one of the slowest Intamin launch coasters now, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. And to be honest, the layout is a little bit uninspiring now. So is it going to be here at the park for much longer? Who knows? And here we are at the Skyride station then for Dark Forest, and as you can see, still no gondolas to be seen in the station here. However, it is good to see that work continues on this. As you can see on one of these towers just down here, the wheels are all missing, the cable's just kind of resting on the top here, and it's not the only tower in that condition between here and Tower Street. There's a number of those, so it's good to see that work is taking place. Now obviously the Skyride opened back in 1987, new gondolas were added in 2009, and it was supposed to actually be open for this season. However, as this season kind of drew closer, the park realized that this ride did need some pretty thorough maintenance. So that's currently what's happening. Hopefully it will be open next season, 2025. It is an imperative transport ride for a park as big as Alton Towers, and it has been missed this season and last season, certainly by those that have mobility issues. So here's to hoping that this will see some life added to it come the start of 2025. And speaking of attractions whose days are numbered, here is the Alton Towers Dungeon, which closes on the 2nd of July. So yeah, at time of filming, it's just got a matter of a week and a bit left. And you know what? I'm not going to mince my words. I'll be glad to see this attraction close, to be honest. Its popularity, certainly recently, has dwindled to almost non-existent levels. And it wasn't really popular to begin with, really, thanks in part to the absolutely absurd pricing for the attraction. On the day admission here, £11, £5.50 if you're a Merlin annual pass holder, and £9.90 if you're an Alton Towers pass holder. Yeah, it's really ridiculous pricing, to be honest. Although I will say that if it's something you've never done before, it probably is worth doing the once, certainly before it closes. You know, it's not too bad. You've got some scare actors in there, some good sets, and of course you've got the boat ride that exists on the inside of here as well. But yeah, I will be glad to see it gone. It's going to be making way for something brand new at Scarefest, whether that's going to be a brand new scare maze or something different entirely. The park haven't actually disclosed yet. That's all kind of still under wraps, but I'm hoping that after Scarefest this won't reopen, and potentially this will all be flattened in readiness for what's coming over in this direction, which of course is Project Horizon, which should have been well underway by now. However, there has been a number of delays, which means that this whole new plaza going for the new enclosed coaster at the back there will be still another number of years away. Looking forward to covering all that construction as soon as it begins. But yeah, in terms of the Alton Towers Dungeon, I am glad that it's on its way out and looking forward to seeing what this area becomes in the not too distant future. And from the Alton Towers Dungeon then across to the world of David Williams, featuring the Royal Carousel, Gangster Granny the Ride, Raj's Bouncy Bottom Burp, and not forgetting the only travelling flat ride that's left here in the park now, Flavio's Fabulous Fandango, just off to the left here, which looks as though it's closed. Hello.
Hello.
Who's that? It's Raj's #1 assistant.
I'm Jess. Nice to meet you all.
Am I getting a dusting?
If you want one.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there you go. Oh, I'm nice and clean now. Hey?
The Ride to Happiness, what's that?
The Ride to Happiness, that is my #1 coaster.
Where is it?
It is in Plopsaland in Belgium.
Ooh, Belgium, I like that.
Belgium's very nice.
Got good waffles.
Do they? I never had the waffles, had the pancakes.
Belgian waffles.
Belgian waffles? I'll give that a go when I'm next there. Well, nice meeting you, take care, bye-bye. Good to have the street theatre out here at Alton Towers, and I received a free dust-in, that's always nice. I'm nice and clean now. And yeah, smell a little bit of strawberries as well, which is a little bit weird. There you go, the Royal Carousel off to the left there. And yeah, there we are. It looks as though Flavio's is closed. It's a little bit of a shame. Yeah, like I say, the only travelling flat ride left here at the park was sort of part of the retro squad, brought in at the same time. However, that was never kind of made official by the park. Always looking really colourful around here. And although this only opened back in 2021, it's only really been here for 3 years, I do feel like it is in a desperate need of a retheme. And I have said this before in previous Alton Towers vlogs. I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of had its day. It just feels like it's aged very quickly. The whole theme of David Walliams and, you know, his books. Gangster Granny the ride, it's a great dark ride, but I feel like it could be, you know, something so much better. But like I say, yeah, it is only 3 years old, so it's likely going to be here for some time yet. And there we go. There's the farting drop tower. I mean, it does still look really colourful and vibrant around here, and the music's great. But as you can see, I mean, Gangster Granny the ride, it doesn't really get much of a queue, even on really busy days like today. It's pretty empty there, to be honest. I mean, all this looks really nice. I like the facades. I just feel like this entire area could do with a complete retheme. Maybe at some point in the near future, perhaps when Project Horizon goes into place, which is kind of located towards the back of this area here, maybe they'll do something. We'll see. It used to be known as Cloud Cuckoo Land. Love the music around here. And they do still have the Cuckoo Cars driving school here as well. And this is always quite well themed. Got all the animals here. Right, I think it's time we make our way down to X-Sector now and check out the new catering trucks. Starting to get a little bit hungry. It's way past lunchtime. Let's go and see what kind of food that they deliver. Oh, and this park is absolutely stunning on days like today. It really is gorgeous. All the trees, the landscaping, it looks great. And on days like today, where, like I say, there is a little bit of a buzz about the park, it's nice and busy, there's a vibe, nice atmosphere, it is great. And then just to the left here, you've got those absolutely gorgeous tower ruins, which gives the park its name. Really is spectacular. And you know what, I'm still sad that you still don't have access to these. You used to get some absolutely brilliant views from up here, certainly across X-Sector. Oh, but it is an absolute marvel, this area. The music playing, nice and warm, beautiful day. Oh, it's great. Views across the lake there. Oh, I could just sit on this field for hours, taking it all in. Anyway, like I say, we are making our way down to X-Sector now. Take a look at those new catering trucks. I'm sure the food's going to be expensive, but let's hope the quality is a little bit better than can be found elsewhere throughout the park. We'll give it a go, we'll see. But there we are, the Towers Ruins. Absolutely phenomenal. And we have arrived at X-Sector then. Here we go, home to just the 2 rides now. 2 roller coasters, the original B&M dive coaster Oblivion, and of course the Smiler, current world record holder for the most amount of inversions on a coaster at 14. Oh, it's just a mass of twisted steel in there. Oh. Absolutely brilliant. And of course you've got Just Chicken in here as well, which is where I usually have my lunch. I will be going past that today and checking out those new catering trucks. Sounds as though they've actually turned the volume down a little bit here in X-Sector as well, which is good. It was blasting out back at the beginning of the season. And you got the old yellow brushes in there, all the theming of the Marmalizer. Yeah, it still pulls the crowd, this one. And it is a good ride. It's a little bit too inversion heavy for me, but it does still offer some great thrills. Current queue time at an hour. There we are, the Smiler. Hey. And then of course, just off to the left, you have Oblivion. Like I say, the original B&M dive coaster. Just the one drop special on this one, 180 feet, straight into the tunnel. And it's good to see that this was all kind of freshened up for the start of this season as well. All the chevrons in the back looking nice. And here she comes. And as you probably guessed from the off-ride POV, Oblivion is currently closed. They've actually closed it off at the main gate here, and the queue is kind of going back down towards the Smiler. So yeah, not too sure how long it's been closed for, but with it testing, it should be open again really soon. But right behind me here we go, Exposition Food this way. Yeah, these gates have all been opened up, and we've now got 4 new catering trucks, and on the site once occupied by Spin Jam. Yeah, and just behind here is where obviously the Enterprise used to be. And you got some great views of Oblivion going around. Yeah, lots of seating here. Probably could do with a little bit more though. They could have filled all this area up with seating as well. As you can see, it's pretty full. But yeah, we've got 4 new food trucks here. Let's go and take a look and see what they serve. And the first truck we've got here is the fish and chips facility, and you can see some of the prices just down here. Fish and chips £13.75, fish cake and chips £8.50, sausage and chips £9. You've got a selection of sides and sauces there, and drinks as well at the bottom. Just to the left of that, you've got the drop bar, which sells your large hot dogs for £9.50, vegan hot dog for £8.75. You've got £2 for Walker's crisps. You got some donuts there, and drinks and slush as well. But as you can see, these prices are very expensive. And you've got Shock Burgers right next to that. Big American burger and skin on fries, £17.50. Meatless cheeseburger and skin on fries, £15.50. Twin patty cheeseburger and skin on fries for £15.50. You got a selection of other burgers there as well. Some kids meals and drinks. £17.50 though for a burger. That's quite a lot. And then the last one just off to the left here, you've got Freefall Pizza. Margarita pizza, £14. Salami, £16.50. You've got your prosciutto, prosciutto, they only excuse my pronunciation, £17. Vegetarian, £16.50, and a selection of drinks there as well. I've got to be honest, for those prices, I think I might stick to my just chicken. I mean, the food does look good, but yeah, the prices here are really astronomical. To be honest, we're certainly at a point now where you're much better off to just bring yourself a nice packed lunch, go and sit on the lawns in front of the towers and enjoy that. If you don't mind bringing your packed lunch with you and carrying it around, you will save yourself so much money. And to be honest, although the food does look quite good here, the majority of the quality here at the park these days really isn't up to par. So it would be my recommendation to bring yourself a nice packed lunch, some sandwiches, a bag of crisps, chocolate bar or whatever, and sit over on the lawns and eat that rather than actually buy the food here in the park, which is a shame. You know, the food now supplied by Aramark, and it really has never been the best. And coupled with those extortionate prices, it's really not good. I'm going to head over to Just Chicken though, to grab some of my usual, and I'll show you what that looks like and how much it is. And here we are in Just Chicken then, where I've got my chicken tenders, 4 of them in there, my fries, a nice helping of mayonnaise, and my drink. And this came to, with my 20% discount, £11, which is still expensive, but not as expensive as those new catering trucks out in X-Sector. I gotta be honest, like I say, the food did look good. I just can't justify those prices. £9.50 for a hot dog is obscene. So yeah, I'll stick with my chicken tenders, and after this we'll be heading on to the Smiler. Oh, and I'll tell you what, that chicken tenders meal was absolutely delicious. Nice and hot, nice and fresh, and for £11 you can't really do too bad. Come back outside now then, just to let that digest a little bit. But the good news is, Oblivion's back open. yeah, let's go and check out the queue time for that. And we'll also check out the Smiler as well. Love a ride on Oblivion. Original dive coaster. And it is currently a 40-minute wait for Oblivion. It is getting quite late in the day now. It's almost 3 o'clock, and I do want to make sure I get a ride on the Smiler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to that first, go into the single rider queue, see how long I'm waiting for that. And if it's not too long, I'll come back and we'll get a ride on Oblivion after that. If we're waiting in the single rider line for, you know, anything longer than, I guess, half an hour, and I think we're going to have to leave X-Sector and head on down back towards Mutiny Bay and of course the Wicker Man. Current wait time for the Smiler is 50 minutes. So we'll see how much we can shave off in the single rider. Oh. It's still a really impressive sight, this. Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster. I've just had my ride on the Smiler then, and I'll tell you what, I didn't really have much luck in the single rider queue. Just as I got to the entrance, the queue board was updated to say that it was 60 minutes advertised waiting, and I waited almost that actually in single rider, 48 minutes before I actually got into the station. Managed to get a front row ride on there though, which to be honest is probably the best way to ride the Smiler these days, as it can be particularly rough towards the back. And yeah, it's an okay ride, I don't mind it at all. It's good that it's still got that record holder here at Alton Towers. It's got that status about it, the 14 inversions on there. But yeah, because of that, very inversion heavy, does leave you feeling quite dizzy towards the end of it. And I do prefer kind of much more themed experience where you can kind of appreciate the surroundings a little bit more rather than being twisted upside down over and over again. Still, like I say, I do still enjoy my ride on there every time I come down to the park. However, because it's taken so long, does mean I don't get my ride on Oblivion. It is approaching 3:30 now, park closes at 6, so we're going to make our way back round towards Mutiny Bay now and get our ride on the Wicker Man. And as we do make our way back to Mutiny Bay, then we of course pass the hospitality suite. Now for Scarefest last year, this actually housed Daz Games Panic, which was new for last year. Now I didn't actually experience that attraction, as I did miss Scarefest last year thanks to being in the US at the time. However, from what I've heard on YouTube videos and from various reports and from speaking to people, it really wasn't the best experience. Now I haven't heard anything if Daz Games will be returning for this year's Scarefest. Not sure whether something new will take place here in the hospitality suite, or maybe nothing at all. Maybe this will just remain as the hospitality suite, and the new scare mazes will be positioned elsewhere in the park. I kind of hope Daz Games Panic doesn't come back, going by what I've heard, but again, nothing official announced from the park yet, so we'll see what happens here during Scarefest in 2024. And let's not forget the Manor spinning coaster here as well, currently with a 35-minute wait. This is Spinball Wizard, opened back in 2004, and it's a great spinning coaster, this. Opened in the same year as Dragon's Fury over at Chessington World of Adventures. Hey! Yeah, I won't be going on this today though, gotta prioritize those bigger coasters. Always great to get a ride on Spinball though, on the less busy days in the park. Brilliant ride. Up into that horseshoe element. Oh, fantastic. And it would be remiss of me to not enter CBeebies Land on the year that it's celebrating its 10th anniversary. Yeah, this opened in May 2014. So this is what all obviously the party over there on the lawns is all about. It's this area celebrating its 10th anniversary. And it is a really nice area, this, nice and colourful, vibrant. You've got the music pumping out and the kids do love it. Got all the stars on the floor there. Hello. Got the rainbows. Postman Pat just through here. And Treetop Adventure going around there. Yeah, there we go. Opened in 1996, that. Originally as Squirrel Nutty Ride. Who remembers that? And that was all kind of re-themed in back with CBeebies Land in 2014. Do love all this, all the facade here, really, really nice. Got the sensory gardens to go in as well, off to the left there. Yeah, it is always really nice and colourful. Got a little pond here. The guy parachuting in there. There it goes, Treetop Adventure. Love the little helicopter as well. Got the sheep in the field there. Yeah, it really is a nice area, this. Love the music, all the violins. Yeah, a little bit of painting going on there. There we are, there's the post office. There you go, some more sheep in the field. And that's the entrance to the ride there, just off to the right, Postman Pat, Parcel Post. Yeah, like I say, really nice and vibrant. The balloons here, there he is. And you've also got the CBeebies Land Sensory Space just off to the left there as well, which is a little calm space for people that might require one. Certainly on days like today, I feel like I almost need it myself. Got the Bugby go round just through there. And in terms of food actually here at the park, there's two places that I can really recommend going. One of them is here, the Little Explorer's Lunchbox. Really good to sit down, have some food in here. The others is the wings, chicken wings over in Forbidden Valley. They are pretty top notch as well. But yeah, certainly don't miss out on this. It might be a little bit out of the way coming into CBeebies for some food. This is highly recommended, not just by myself, but by quite a few others as well that visit the park on the regular. And look at the size of this Bugby here. He's huge. Really nice smile on his face though. 5 minutes for Bugby go round, which you'll find just there. And you can see that just off to the right. Got Justin's house, the Pyamatic factory just in front here, but also with a 5-minute queue time. And Jojo and Gran Gran at Home is just through here. That is currently a walk-on. In the Night Garden, magical boat ride. Currently on 20 minutes, that does get quite busy, that ride. 20 minutes isn't too bad though. You will find that CBeebies Land is one of those areas that the further into the day that you get, it does start to filter out. However, today has been exceptionally busy. So it is still quite busy in here, even this late in the day. It's just past 4 o'clock now, and it's still pretty busy. We'll head down towards Octonauts just to see what the queue time's like for that. Nice little Zamperla coaster. Don't think I'll be riding it today though. I'm itching for my ride on the Wicker Man. And of course you've got Peter Rabbit Hibbity Hop just off to the right here as well, the little bounce towers. Andy's Adventures, Dinosaur Dig there. "15 minutes for Peter Rabbit." Love all this theming on the top here, that's really nice. And a great little photo opportunity here as well. And then of course, we've got the huge play area. Oh, it does look great on days like today. All the soft flooring, all the theming around. Really, really nice. Love the skull and crossbones over the back. And of course this year saw the introduction of a new character as well here at the resort. Bluey's here. Hey, and there's Dougie over the back. There he is. He's always there somewhere. He loves his big adventure badge. And there he is, available for photo opportunities. Hey Dougie, how you doing? And you've also got GoJetta's Vroomster Zoom ride here as well, with a current wait time of 15 minutes. Little spinning ride for the kids there. The little spaceship on the top. And you've also got the Furchester Hotel live here, which is kind of a little bit of a puppet show really, with audience participation, and shows run throughout the day. Yeah, worth seeing that as well, if you've not already done so. And speaking of Bluey, he is available for character meet and greets, but you can also find him in a new show here at Big Fun Showtime. As you can see, Bluey live at 10:30, 1:30 and 4:30. Come and join us as we dance, play games and get ready to meet Bluey, Bingo and Mum and Dad. So there you go, you can find him here as well, along with the regulars Bing, Teletubbies and of course Hey Dougie himself. And the star of the show at CBeebies Land is, of course, the Octonauts roller coaster adventure. Manufactured by Zamperla. Got a 30-minute wait time for this currently, so yeah, we'll definitely be skipping this one today. It's a great little ride though. Fun junior coaster. Hey, well themed as well. A bit of a shame the whale's not spitting out water today though. That would have been really nice and refreshing today. It is pretty warm. But yeah, 30 minutes, that's quite a long time for this. Usually, like I say, it would have been kind of filled it out by now, but it's still quite busy. 2-lap special as well. Seaweed. And we're at the Skyride station now over by Tower Street. I thought I'd just come down to see if there's any kind of movement going on in here, but there really isn't, not from what I can see. But it does just kind of let you appreciate the awesome work on the facades that they've done over the closed season. And yeah, it's such a shame that no one's really seeing this. You know, you've got the nice signage up there, Skyride, and at the back there, prepare to take flight. All nicely repainted. You've got the gold gates here as well. They've done a fantastic job. Like I say, they had every intention of opening this for this season, but unfortunately it just wasn't to be. But yeah, it's a shame that it's not really being noticed by people day to day through the park. However, I'm sure that'll still be looking really nice come next season, when the ride hopefully is actually back up in action. They've even got a nice little notice here, just kind of talking a little bit about the Skyride story, investing in the future. And feel free to pause the video if you do want to read any of this. Makes for quite an interesting read. Of course, ending at the bottom with "We can't wait to share this exciting journey with you as we elevate the Skyride to new heights of fun and wonder. We look forward to welcoming you back aboard the timeless marvel soon. Yeah, it's a nice touch. And finally, here we are in Mutiny Bay then, an area that opened back in 2008 after it took over Merry England. Yeah, who remembers that? Let me know in the comments. And there we are, heave-ho's back. Last time we visited, the ride vehicle was nowhere to be seen. Little Zamperla rocking tug. The mast is back on there as well, looks great. And of course, right opposite that, you've got Marauders Mayhem. This used to be the teacup ride, and it still kind of is, but was rethemed into the Mutiny Bay area. And of course, you've got all your little games around here as well. Hey, and the little animatronic parrot's back. There he is. Got your Eastern Express just off to the left there. There he is, Mr. Skeleton. And of course, not forgetting, you have got a sea life centre here as well, Sharkbait Reef. That opened in 2009 and actually sits on the old area of the 3D cinema, for those that can remember that far back. And you've got the Mutiny Bay shop there as well. But of course, we're going to be heading in this direction over to the Wicker Man. Absolutely fantastic wooden coaster this. Manufactured by GCI. Oh, it's a 60-minute wait. But you can't deny a ride on the Wicker Man. For some reason today I've been itching to ride this. And there he is, Big Bob. Looking absolutely fantastic as always. All right, it's time to jump on and feed the flames. And I've just had my ride on the Wicker Man then, the GCI manufactured wooden coaster that opened here in 2018. Advertised 60 minutes, waited just 40. As a matter of fact, it is now advertised at 40 minutes, and it really is a fantastic ride. It's so well themed, the pre-show's great as well. It's nice and fast, nice and whippy, and from a theming perspective, it is the best wooden coaster in the UK. When it comes to the ride itself, I still think Megaphobia at Oakwood has it beat. However, it's an absolutely fantastic ride. Just to the right of the Wicker Man's entrance was a new addition for Scarefest last year, Burial Grounds. Let's go take a look. What a truly fantastic ride the Wicker Man is, as you can just see Big Bob there to the left of the screen. But to the right of the Wicker Man, pretty much running parallel to it, actually saw a new addition for Scarefest last year, and that was found right here. It was called Burial Grounds, and from what I've seen online, this was actually one of the best new additions that they had last year. I'm really quite sad that I missed it. It wasn't a scare maze, it was more of an outdoor scare zone really, where you kind of journeyed through the sacred sanctum of the unchosen really, if you like. It was kind of full of these fanatics that were obsessed with the lore of the Bjorn, and to be honest, from what I've seen, there was some pretty incredible flaming set pieces found along this route. So this is a scare zone that I really do hope will get brought back for 2024. I mean, it's looking good. Looks like they've got some fencing out here. Perhaps there's some changes going on, but I don't see any reason as to why this wouldn't come back for Scarefest 2024. I really do hope so, as it's something that I would really like to experience for myself. Burial Grounds. And from Big Bob's impressive flame effects then, across to Katanga Canyon. And yeah, look at this. This is all very green, isn't it? Looking quite overgrown actually. But yeah, I love this area, really, really nice. Got the music blaring out as well. Great music, great soundtrack for Katanga Canyon. So yeah, check out some of this. Some of these leaves down here, they're absolutely massive. And this area obviously opened back in 1992. And it's all themed around kind of an African village. Beautiful waterfall through there, looks nice and refreshing. Got all the festoon lighting across here as well. It's looking beautiful. And of course you can find both the Runaway Mine Train and the Congo River Rapids in this area. The River Rapids being one of the park's original rides, opened back in 1986. And then in 1992, it was themed into the Katanga Canyon area. All of that lining across the top. Let's go take a look at the queue time for the rapids. Oh, what an absolutely perfect day it would have been for the River Rapids, but unfortunately, as you can see, it's closed. The trough filled with some not very nice looking water. The waterfalls are off, and there's also no soundtrack playing out of any of these speakers either. Yeah, it's a real shame that, like I say, would have been a great day for it today. Really nice and warm. Not quite sure what's happening with this. I'm assuming it's just undergoing some more maintenance. But yeah, I feel like this ride is hardly ever working when I visit the park. It wasn't in operation when I visited on day one of the season either, so it's been a while since I've rode this. But never mind, it's not going to happen today either. And in terms of food at the park then, I have mentioned a couple of places that it's worth checking out. A place to avoid though, in my opinion, would be pizza and pasta. The food quality is not the best, but more importantly, it is extortionately priced. £21 for an adult and £12 for a child. So yeah, really expensive, and it's really not worth that at all. So yeah, my recommendation would be to stick with the Forbidden Valley wings, or maybe the Just Chicken at X-Sector, or like I say, just bring your own packed lunch, save yourself a load of money. Runaway Mine Train is open here though, currently on a 20-minute wait. Choo choo. And just a 20-minute wait for the Runaway Mine Train then, and I do love that ride. I love the way when the rapids are actually working that you get that interaction just as you go through the tunnel. Gonna head down to Gloomywood now then and get my ride in on the Curse at Alton Manor. And here we are in Gloomywood then, and I always make sure I get my ride on the Curse at Alton Manor. I absolutely love it. Just a 5-minute wait time. Got some street theatre out here as well. Curse at Alton Manor, here we go. Here we go. How you doing?
Happy New Year.
Oh, the music. Question is, are the smoke effects working? Oh, they are. Look at that. Oh, it creates such a vibe. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to fully experience it as it's all closed off here. Good to see it working though. It does create such a mood. Here we go, pretty much walk on. Such a high capacity ride this. Even if the queues are long, it moves so fast. Oh, that music. I love the Curse at Alton Manor. It does get quite a little bit of slack. A lot of people did really enjoy Jewel, more than I actually thought. But no, I think when it comes to haunted houses, you just need to sit back, relax, and take it all in. And here we go. Oh, love it.
On the 31st of December, 1891,
Absolute
Mr.
walk-on.
and Mrs. Alton held a party to celebrate the turning of a new year. However, on the final chime of midnight, the manor appeared to be struck by a storm of supernatural proportions.
And I've just had my ride on the Curse at Alton Manor then, and you know what, I still really like that ride. Unfortunately today, however, there were a lot of effects in there that weren't working. The trommel tunnel wasn't working, and also the area where you look to the right and see Emily actually in the ride vehicle with you, that wasn't working either, which is a shame because that's one of the best effects in that ride. Everything else was working though, and that big prop right at the end of Emily's head I still think looks absolutely brilliant and really creepy. We're going to have a look just behind the Curse at Alton Manor now then, where a new structure has gone in place for a new scare maze for Scarefest 2024. Let's go take a look. And as you can see, just behind the toilet block here at the back of the Curse at Alton Manor is where you're going to have another new scare maze. And as you can see, all the shipping containers have gone into place here, and a structure that looks very reminiscent of that of survival games at Thorpe Park is in place. Not sure what this is going to be themed on, no official word yet from the park, but as you can see, we've got a pathway just over to the left there and one here to the right as well. Excited for Scarefest 2024. This should be a good one. And it's the last 40 minutes of the day then, and I finally made my way back over into Forbidden Valley. Oh, it's great to be back here. And in good news, Nemesis Subterra is now back open, currently with a 20-minute wait, so that's good to see. Won't be getting a ride on there today though. And the tank's still looking great as well. And this is now open as well, the arcade training facility. Let's go take a quick look in here. I don't think there's anything else in here apart from arcade machines. I don't think they've added any surprise extras. Wow, it's a big building. Nope, just your standard arcade machines in here. But it is absolutely huge. Quite a lot of space in here. As you can see, not very popular on a busy day like today. I do kind of feel like this building probably could have been put to better use than it just being another arcade. However, it does look good. Got the phalanx symbols on the walls here. Yeah, not too bad at all. The building itself is quite well themed. You got the big helicopter out the front. Yeah, I think that looks great. Yeah, I just kind of feel that for the size of the building, maybe it could have been put to slightly better use, but it's okay. It's not too bad. And then the awesome helicopter prop. I think it looks great. THNDR-V. And who remembers when this area used to be Thunder Valley? You got Thunder Looper here. That was my first launched coaster. Featured a weight drop launch, 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds, which funnily enough is actually the same acceleration speed as Rita. Yeah, you would have expected Rita to have been a lot quicker than that. We've got the games off to the right here still. Lab challenge. And the quarantine. Dangerous life forms inside. Oh no. As we head into the containment zone, which is where, of course, you'll find the absolutely awesome Nemesis Reborn. And what a great ride she is. Current wait time of just 20 minutes. Well, you can't deny that. And there is that absolutely awesome downwards helix. Oh, straight into that 0G roll. Absolutely outstanding theming in this area. It really is great. I'll come back and get my ride on here right at the end of the day. I will just check the other areas of Forbidden Valley just to see if we can see any other updates, and of course we'll take a look at the Project Ocean construction. And since I last visited, we've got some extra theming pieces on the eye here, including these extra red tentacles that are coming out. They've also adjusted the timing of the teeth around the outside here as well. Not too much of a difference in terms of the timing, But I like these new tentacles, they look great. And of course the eye is absolutely brilliant, I love it. Absolutely phenomenal. And as you can probably just about see from this side, this is the best I can get looking over the fence here, as the construction fences are pretty tall. You can just see that some pretty considerable construction work has gone on the Project Ocean site in terms of verticality. You can see they've really made some good progress here. You've got one side of the foundations that's going in, that's been built up, and that's going to be at one side of the structure, with the other side just over here. That's going to create kind of an underpass through here, which will lead into Galactica. Now the ride is actually going to sit on top of this structure, which is going to be about 4.5 meters tall, and then the ride will sit on top of that. And the rumors are that it is going to be a top spin, or at least that's what the plans look like, and that's the current rumors that are swirling around online at the moment. It looks like a return of Ripsaw is going to happen, but we'll see. Still nothing confirmed by the park yet, but as you can see, they're really making some headway on this side here. Everything looking pretty good, and I'm really looking forward to a new flat ride being introduced, and hopefully themed in to the Phalanx. And just on the other side, next to Bunker 94 now then, you can see they've got this large Steve Foster crane in place here as well. And you can also just see towards the back how far they've actually come with this vertical construction of that main structure. As a matter of fact, I would say they're not too far off of the maximum height now, actually. They'll just connect these two pieces together, and then the ride will sit on the top. Just waiting for official confirmation from the park as to what that flat ride will be. However, 98% certain it is going to see a return of a top spin style attraction, and I can't wait. It's going to be epic. And of course, also here in Forbidden Valley, you have the roller coaster restaurant, and let's not forget Galactica. Hey, and there she goes. Another world first. First B&M flying coaster. Opened initially as Air, before changing its name to Galactica and undergoing a little bit of a retheme, which actually brought in VR headsets, which thankfully are no longer in use. Beautiful soundtrack in this part of the park as well. I think Galactica's soundtrack is amazing. We've got the portal over the back there. Oh, absolutely epic. Again, this is a ride that I'm not going to manage to get on today, just 20 minutes of operating time left, and I will be using that to get a ride on Nemesis Reborn. But it's always nice to come down and see Galactica, and of course if I did have the time I would have got on it. I think it's quite a good ride. It's certainly not the best B&M flyer out there now by a long shot, and it is just a 10-minute wait. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to risk it. Because if it's a second longer than that, I'm not going to get on Reborn. So we'll give Galactica a miss today. But what a great ride it is. Here she comes. And here we go for the last ride of the day then, with 10 minutes of park time left and a 20-minute advertised queue. It's Nemesis Reborn. Oh, the big gun. Yeah, it looks like they've added some more theming pieces around here since I last visited as well. That looks nice. All still looking in pretty good condition as well. Love the sound effect of this as well when the ride goes past. just had my ride on Nemesis Reborn then. Waited just 15 minutes, row 7. So yeah, nice and intense on the back there, and I tell you what, oh, what an absolute banger of a ride that is. I tell you what, absolutely fantastic. That downward helix literally tearing your legs off into that 0G roll. Oh, it's brilliant. I will say though that it is quite concerning that that rattle, that vibration right on that last turn into the station is still there. And I tell you what, it feels a lot worse than it did when I last rode it. It is quite concerning, that, and is something I feel does need to be looked at. However, the ride itself is absolutely phenomenal. It sits comfortably in my number 3 spot for my all-time favorite UK top coasters. It's the theming that really makes it. Look at this eye just here. I think the job that they done during the downtime and obviously the re-theme of this ride is absolutely fantastic. Anyway, speaking of Nemesis, the park is now closed. It's time to make our way back down to Towers Street and Towers Trading. I'm going to pick up my special piece of memorabilia. Let's go check it out. And here is what I've just picked up from Towers Trading then. It's my very special piece of memorabilia. I'm sure everybody guessed what it was going to be. It is, of course, a piece of track from the original Nemesis. Look at that. I tell you what, this is heavy, but it's absolutely fantastic. Comes with the Nemesis Reborn pin there. You've also got a little piece just kind of saying genuine Nemesis track. I'm not sure if that's a sticker, I think it is. And then you've got the certificate of authenticity there. This certifies that this piece of track is an original and authentic piece of the ride structure that ran between 1994 to 2022. Authentic ride part of Nemesis, signed and dated there. Absolutely brilliant. You've also got all this packaging in here. It comes in this box, and you've got this poster here, which is the original She's Back poster, which is a nice little touch. But yeah, look at that, genuine Nemesis track. Got the date on there, 1994 to 2022. And yeah, it is absolutely awesome. Really, really pleased with that. You would have known if you had watched some of the older Alton Towers vlogs where they were taking Nemesis down and we were looking at it in the car park, the old bits of track, and I did say, why are they just throwing the track away? They could slice this, you know, mount it on something quite nice and sell it. I would buy it for, you know, 100, 150 pounds. And yeah, unfortunately, as most people probably know already, they weren't 100 to 150 pounds. They were actually 350 pounds. But with your annual pass, if you have 20% off for the Platinum Pass, you do get these for 280 pounds. They are now all completely sold out. They apparently sold out within 2 or 3 minutes. So they are all gone. But I'm happy that I've got myself a piece. I do think they were very much overpriced. I don't think they're quite worth 280 or 350 pounds, but I think it's a nice job actually. Yeah, really like this with the Nemesis logo on there. I think that's great, and that will take pride of place somewhere in my house, hopefully in my living room where everybody can see it. And with that little look then at my very special piece of memorabilia, I've made my way back down to the lake with the gorgeous towers in the background to wrap up today's vlog. And you know what? It's been a busy day here at the park today, busy and hot. And you know what? I haven't actually got that many rides done today. We rode 13, Rita, the Smiler, Wicker Man, Cursed Alton Manor, and Nemesis Reborn. So we didn't do too badly, but yeah, it was a lot busier today than I was expecting it. But like I say, you know, that does create that buzz, that atmosphere, and I've met some absolutely wonderful people here today. Operations on the whole have been pretty good actually. Yes, we've seen some downtime here and there across the park, and it is a shame about the Congo River Rapids. Again, today it would have been an absolutely perfect day for it. It seems like every time I come to a park and it's hot, we kind of don't have the best luck when it comes to those water rides. So hopefully that will be back up in operation again soon. But of course, the main reason I came down today was to pick up my special piece of Nemesis track, but also to check out those changes, starting with obviously Project Ocean. Great to see that the construction for that is really coming along in leaps and bounds, that main structure going in now, and I don't think it's going to be long until the park actually confirms just what that flat ride is going to be. The signs point to it being a top spin, but of course that's not 100% confirmed yet, so yeah, watch this space. And of course the Scarefest updates. Great to see this kind of subtle changes going around at the moment, and then the big stuff like that new building going in just behind Curse of Alton Manor, and of course Darkest Depths being completely flattened, and the Alton Dungeon completely closing in just a couple of days' time. I hope that this is going to be the year where we see Scarefest at Alton Towers bring that level up to kind of around Thorpe Park Fright Nights. It's been very lackluster for the past several years here actually at the park. I did miss it last year. We'll be back here for Scarefest 2024. Can't wait to see those changes. Really want to see what's going to be in that brand new scare maze behind the Curse at Alton Manor. Is it going to be Phalanx themed? Who knows? It's very reminiscent of survival games at Thorpe Park in terms of the actual building, and I'm really excited to see what goes on in there. Yeah, it's going to be great. Darkest Depths, again, the replacement for that will be interesting to see what that is. And the Alton Dungeon, who knows what's happening with that. It's a big space in there, and I can't see it being a scare maze, but something to do with Scarefest is certainly going to be going in there, and I just cannot wait to see it. It's been an absolutely glorious day here at Alton Towers. Like I said, we'll be back here for Scarefest, but until then, I want to thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy riding everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.